Hey everybody, it's Ellen Lewis from Crazy for You, and I'm coming to you from beautiful, sunny Leonardtown, Maryland. And I've been doing this podcast going on almost a year now, since the middle of, since the onset of COVID. And I got to tell you, every single time I see that little red button says go live, the bottom of my stomach drops out. I don't know what it is. It's the stupidest thing. But anyway, I'm excited to be here tonight because I am sharing with you 4 garments from the wonderful Rowan Mode collection this spring. You know, I love this line. I love Rowan Mode. I love Rowan, first of all. They're very classic. I mean, when I started knitting, they were the line, right? They were the yarn to have. Very elegant, and they had Cape Facet and, all of that, very British. And then when they introduced Mode just a couple years ago, I fell back in love with them again. I've talked about Mode many times, about how it's just this really fresh take on Rowan, on the yarns, their designs. They've partnered with a very young, hip style company, design house called Quail Studios in Great Britain. And they just are so modern and contemporary and very easy to wear and beautiful. So I love the line, and I'm really honored to be able to bring you these garments from the trunk show tonight. So just as a point of information, if you are local to Leonardtown, I will have them for a few more days. So if after tonight you have not been to see them and you would like to, I would love to have you come. So we've had some folks join us. Let me say hey. So, hey, Gail, nice to see you. Ellen, Gwen, a pleasure to have you both. Evelyn, wonderful. I'm Norma, nice to see you guys. So it's funny, Gail said I'm a natural. I don't know. It doesn't feel like that. It just feels so nerve-wracking every time. I'll tell you what. But anyway, like I said, the garments are going to be in the shop for a couple more days, and it really is kind of worth seeing them in person if you can. If not, and you're someplace else, check and see if your local yarn store has an opportunity to have them as a trunk show. I know that from here they're going to Charlottesville, Virginia. So if you're in that area, you might want to go and see them at my friends at Magpie Knits. So where to start? Which garment to start with? So I want to show you guys not just the garments. It's kind of like I did last week. Show you the garments that I have on hand. And then I'm going to show you the pictures that were taken professionally by the fancy photographers with the exquisite models all carefully posed. And I also want to show you the garments on some of the friends that I've had in the shop as part of the community, just have them try them on, and so that you can get a sense of how they look, not just at that perfect moment in time when a photographer is catching the model in the middle of going, oh, and looking so fabulous, but just, everyday folks. So, I mean, they're all beautiful as models, but they're not professional models. And the photographer, me, is not a professional photographer. So I think it's a much more realistic look at these garments and how they might fit into your everyday life. While I'm on that subject, I just wanted to say that I think this whole line is a set of garments that do fit into your everyday life. When you put them on, a hand knitted garment sometimes has a way of feeling so precious. You've spent all this time knitting it, and you have so much invested in it, not just the money for the yarn and what all, but your time, and your expectations for it. So it can feel very precious, or, like, oh, I'm wearing my hand knit garment. But these clothes, I think they just feel like clothing, which is such a beautiful testament to the designers and the way that they've constructed this line. And I have this sun hitting me, so hang on while I close my curtain here. All right, much better. It's a western exposure over there, and it's very, very bright. So, hey, Valerie, nice to see you. Okay, yes, I wish you were closer too. Hey, Joyce. All right, so let's get started. The first one that I want to show you is this one. And oh my gosh, I need a name. Oh, this one is called Sage Olive. Gosh, I don't know why. The others are all named for like the color of the yarn. Anyway, this one is this beautiful little wrap sweater. As you can see, as a traditional wrap sweater, it has a V, crosses in the front. Its wrap is just a little 5-stitch garter stitch that makes it nice and stretchy. It's all knit in, not the sleeves, but the body is knit in one piece. And I just want to show you how it looks. So it has this wonderful detail here on the side, this little eyelet at the side seam. So even though it doesn't have a side seam, and you know I'm all about classic construction and seams that add structure and give your garment a place to fold, I think this eyelet detail kind of takes care of that for this particular garment. So, and it's also nice because it's how they've sort of worked this place. It's always awkward with a wrap garment. Where are you going to put the hole in the side? I have a wrap garment and I never wear it. But what somebody says, you have a hole in the side of your sweater, because I don't ever tie them up. I always just wear them open. So people are always noticing the hole and commenting on it. But so this sort of takes care of that. I mean, there's still a hole, but you can sort of see that it's part of the design. Anyway, this little angle of eyelets I think is really, really pretty. And they've done that same detail here on the sleeve. And this has a very nice modern bell sleeve. This is worked in beautiful cotton cashmere, which is just an absolutely joyous yarn to knit. We're using it for the moss cardigan. I think I talked about that a time before, but this is a wonderful, wonderful yarn. It's a high percentage of cotton with a little bit of cashmere in it. And you can't see it so much, but it has a little bit of a heathery effect. It's all the same color, but because the cashmere and the cotton take the dye differently, you get this really pretty color effect that's very, very subtle, but it makes it, I think, interesting and sophisticated. So just, it has a nice clean garter stitch edge at the neck and along the sides. So like I said, a very traditionally constructed wrap sweater. It's really, really pretty. I had it on in the shop, and there's a picture I'm going to show you later on of several of us wearing this. I think this is really nice. And cotton cashmere comes in just a lovely array of colors. We have a wide variety of colors in it. Hey, Jana. Hi, Kathy. Nice to see you guys. Okay, so this is Sage Olive in cotton cashmere. And the next one I want to show you is Pepper. So this is Pepper. And this is, look at this. What makes this so pretty, I think, is the back. Can you see that? It's a really nice, lacy little cardigan. Stay. Okay. So it's a drop shoulder. Has a drop shoulder design. So you can see this portion here. The back is just a big rectangle. And that allows you to make this fun kind of Greek key design with the lace without having to worry about shaping for your armholes. So it's really an attractive little sweater. Let me put this on for you. Now I'm really long-waisted, so everything looks really short on me. Trust me, it is not that short. You'll see in the pictures of the other people. But I just think it's such a nice, easy to wear garment. This is knitted in Summerlight 4-ply, which is a fingering weight, 100% cotton, very silky. It's a beautiful yarn. And this would be very fun to knit. If you enjoy working a little bit of lace, it's lace, but it's not lacy. if you know what I mean. You know, a lot of times we think lace and we think it's all frilly and, oh, I can't wear lace, it's too frilly. I think this is a very nice, clean, sort of structural kind of lace that a lot of people can wear. It's very comfortable. And as a fingering weight cotton, it weighs almost nothing. So it's just a really pretty, see my bruise? That's my badge of honor. I got my second vaccination on Monday. So anyway, this is called Pepper, and you'll see it in the little pictures that I'm going to share with you. Several people have put this on, and they photographed it in this color, khaki, as well as in kind of a white color. So it's really pretty in both of those colors. Again, it's so light, so lovely to wear. It's just the kind of thing you want to sort of throw on over whatever. So, you know, if you're for me, when I go in the grocery store in the summer, I might be wearing something like this. Walk in the grocery store or the theater, and I'm freezing. God, we haven't been to the theater in forever, have we? We'll get there, right? You get your vaccination, we'll get there. Hi, Barbara. Nice to see you. I'm glad you could join us. Okay, so this one I think was probably one of the most popular garments from the trunk show. This is called Dijon, just like the mustard, yes. Have you any gray poupon? So this is Dijon, and it's named Dijon because the color that it's actually photographed in the magazine is not this color, but a beautiful kind of goldy green. Oh, it's really lovely. I'm not a big green girl, but I love that color. It's sort of olive and gold. It's really super elegant, and you'll see that. But anyway, whoops. It's knitted in cotton glacé, which is a wonderful, very high twist cotton. So it's a kind of a DK, maybe even a little lighter, but it's a wonderful hard wearing yarn, and it's very mercerized. I guess it's not very mercerized. It's mercerized. A cotton is either mercerized or it's not mercerized. But that gives it this wonderful sheen. I'm going to see if I can't get this up close to you and show you the sheen on it. Can you see that? Anyway, that is a pretty little stitch pattern. So it's a garter stitch, but it has a slip stitch that's then treated like a little cable. So again, fun to knit. And also nice to wear. That pattern detail, I think, is really subtle, and it doesn't, it's not too busy. I don't like things that are too busy. I see Amelia has joined us. Yes, I know you have the yarn for this. It's going to be so fabulous. You have the yarn in the dark olive, don't you, Amelia? Yeah, this is great, and that's going to be wonderful on you. Okay, so this is Dijon, and I want to show you in the presentation that I do, they photographed it in 3 different colors. The Dijon that I talked about, ecru, which is, you know, an off-white, and then bleached, which is the white. And I actually liked this so much that I put it together as a kit on the website. So if you go to crazyforyou.com and in the search bar, type in Dijon, D-I-J-O-N, you can get this. It's a really nice little knit for the summer. So I can see this, you know, even if you're not somebody who enjoys wearing, you know, bare, it's something that would work really nicely under a jacket, or you could wear this over a little blouse or a tee or something. So again, I think this is really a very pretty piece. You can't tell, like I saw in the picture, you know, in the camera, you can't really tell how shiny that glacé is. Shiny in a, this is going to sound weird, shiny in a way that matte satin is shiny. Do you know what I mean? It's lustrous. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a lustrous yarn. It's really, really nice. I love this. And I think I'm going to make this. Of course, I'm going to have to make mine 2 inches longer, because when I put it on, it was, I might get arrested. I don't know. But it's really cute, isn't it? How many of you like this one? Hey, Pat. Okay, so that's Dijon. And then the last one that I have to show you in person is called Pear. And I love this. Do you remember when Trish was talking about this sort of look, this eyelet at the top. I think you can see, if you watched that interview or that presentation by Trish Malcolm a few weeks ago, she talked about, lace and how that was coming in and in not the lacy kind of way. So I think this and the pepper is a really good example of how lace is finding its way into garments without being a traditional kind of lace, So this has a bit of an interesting construction. This one is worked up and over, from the back and then up and over the front. So you're going to bind off for the back neck and then work the shaping at the front and then cast back on for the front neck. So you can see, if I hold this up, there is no actual separate sleeve seamed in. It's just almost kind of a dolman, and the sleeve seam right under here. So it goes from your hem to your cuff. Just in case you're interested, I am an advocate of always seaming from your cuff to your armpit and from your hem to your armpit. So they may have gone from cuff all the way down, but if you were in the shop, I would tell you to seam from your cuff to your armpit and from your hem to your armpit, because you always want those joins where you've joined the two pieces of fabric. You want that to look really neat. And if you have to fudge it, you're better off having to fudge it under the arm where nobody can see it anyway. So that's my take on it. All right, so this, like I said, is called Pear. This is worked in hand knit cotton, which is a wonderful workhorse of a yarn. It is worsted weight. This is worked at a gauge of 20 stitches over 4 inches, and you will definitely want to check your gauge. It is very easy to get too loose with cotton because we think, 20 stitches, over 4 inches, I'm going to need a size 7 for that. But remember that cotton doesn't have a lot of elasticity. So sometimes we need to go down a needle size to get the gauge with a cotton yarn. It's just a thing to know. So let me see. I think I might have some questions I want to answer. So, all right. Valerie says, let's see. I'm sorry. My goodness. Love the drape on Pepper. Yeah, it's a beautiful drape. Valerie loves it. Yeah, the lace is really pretty. Lots of comments on the drape on Pepper. Yeah, it is wonderful. Valerie says she has never tried the cotton glacé. Yeah, cotton glacé is one of those yarns that you don't pick it up from the shelf at the yarn store and say, ooh, I want to knit something out of this. Because it's in this tight little ball and it doesn't necessarily have the what we call the shelf appeal, the ooh-ah, because it is so tightly spun and so kind of hard. But I will tell you that is what makes it a really hard-wearing yarn. And you're going to get a really crisp fabric with that. So the stitch definition is great. I'll tell you, Kay Fassett has used it a lot in a lot of his stranded design. So it's a very popular classic Rowan yarn. And if you haven't tried it, I would definitely encourage you to maybe just buy a skein and see how you like working with it. But you're going to work it on a smaller needle than you thought. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's see. Oh, stop that. Yeah, Pear is really pretty, isn't it? Okay, Ellen, Dijon is my favorite of the 4. Yeah, I think I like that too. I think that's the one that I would probably knit because obviously that's a shape that I like to wear. So those are the garments in person. But as close to in person as we get when we are on a podcast. So let me come over here. And first of all, I just want to thank, if you're in this, if I captured you in while you were in the shop, I just want to thank you for your graciousness in letting me take your picture, because I just go up saying, can I take your picture? And most people are really nice and they say yes, and they know they're probably going to be on the podcast. So yes, Terry is making this. Anyway, so I just want to thank my models for being so gracious and generous with their modeling of this stuff. So here we go. Let's see. Okay, so this is Dijon, and these are, of course, the glamour shots with these two lovely models. Um, and you can see how it fits. I think you want to notice that this the dark-haired model is probably a little shorter in the waist than the blondish model. So you can see how it comes down a little longer. Like I said, on me, it was very, very cropped. So when you're thinking about making a garment, you want to be aware that the pattern may or may not suit your particular needs in terms of length or whatever, and that you can make that change. So anyway, isn't that pretty? Which color do you guys like? This is the Dijon, this is the ecru, and this is the bleached. I think they're all really pretty. Shelly, what color did you get? I think Shelly's on here, isn't she? Maybe. Anyway, okay. So that is from the book. And here I have two lovely folks. I have Cheryl here, and she is wearing the sample garment. And then I have Shelly here. And these two ladies have very different bust lines, okay? So you can see that Shelly is a little bustier, but you have a little bit of negative ease on both of them, you know? And when I say negative ease, I mean that the garment is slightly smaller than their actual body. So you can see that it stretches just a smidge over the bust line in both cases and then comes back in at the waist. So aren't they pretty on them? I think they look so nice in those garments. Pat likes the white one. Yes, I think everybody likes the white one. I can't remember whether Shelly bought this yarn the other day to make this sweater. And this is Pear, of course. Again, we have the same two models. I have to laugh because I had somebody say, I want to make the green one. It's longer. It isn't. They're the exact same size, but because the models have different bodies, their torso lengths are different. They're going to hang differently. And you can see even their shoulder line is different. And here I have Polly and Andrea both wearing it. Very pretty. Doesn't it look nice? I think they look great in it. Polly, I just took this morning. Polly did not want to try that on. She liked it, but she said she would never wear it because she was uncomfortable showing her bra strap. And I said, go put it on. So she put it on, and she was pleasantly surprised to find that you can't see your bra strap at all. I think that's something that people worry about. I don't. I never think about it. But I think a lot of women are certainly very... nobody wants to show their undergarments. So I think it's nice that you don't notice it. So it looks really good. Okay, and this is Pepper. Again, same two beautiful models. This is the one that we have here. And then there's the white one. And then they're both the same. Hang on, let me just look real quick. I think this one might actually come in two versions. Yeah, this one comes in two different lengths. So you have the shorter cropped length, which is the one I have here. And then there actually is a larger or a longer length version. So yeah, very pretty. Both of them. I think this is just so elegant. And I wish you could feel the drape of it. It is really so nice and comfortable to wear. Just a whisper of a garment. So really pretty. Okay, and let's look at that. Let's see. Valerie says she'll make the pair with longer sleeves. Yeah, and you could totally do that, Valerie. You can just continue to cast on when you put the sleeve on. Just cast on a few more stitches because it's all done in one piece, and then it would be fine. You could make it as long as you like. All right, so let's look at Pepper on some real folks. Okay, you all know Keisha. Remember beautiful Keisha? She is wearing the Pepper, and I think that looks great on her. I asked her the other day, I think she said she had a 35-inch bust, and she is about 5'3". So you can see how that looks on Keisha. You remember seeing it on me, it hit just under the bust line. So again, it's important to know what length your requirement is. And here's Polly again wearing the pepper, and Andrea. So isn't it interesting how differently they fit on the different ladies? You can see that Keisha's pants are right here, and she has quite a bit of length, whereas Polly is longer waisted. So anyway, good stuff, I think. And the last one is this sage olive. And this is shown in the dark olive, which is the same color that's used in the moss cardigan. And don't you love those little booty shorts? I dare you to make those, huh? Who's going to make the booty shorts? Tell me in the comments. But isn't that pretty? It's almost like a really fun PJ set, you know? But it looks nice on even. All right, so here's Andrea again wearing it, all tied up. I think she looks lovely in it. And then here's me wearing it open, because when I tried it again, it tied about 2 inches above my natural waist. So, and that wasn't so good. So I'm interested in what you think. Tell me your thoughts about, do you enjoy seeing them on real people? I'm interested in your thoughts about the garments, and about, does it take the magic away? When you see something on a model, I think it always looks so magical. I'm wondering, does it take any of the magic away, or does it make it feel more accessible? I'm hoping the latter. So please tell me in the comments what your thoughts are. Let's see. So Ellen says she will make those booty shorts. Yeah, baby, you'd look really cute in them too, wouldn't you? Pat says, no. Let's see. Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I think it's really helpful, which is why I show them. Yes, love seeing them on real people. All right. Yeah, I think it's important, because we do all sort of know that we're not models. If we were, we'd have a different job, right? We'd have a much harder job if we were models. So, oh, that's a really good point, Amelia. Yeah. So if you're local to Crazy for You, or, going forward, if you see people in the various videos and whatnot, you do know these ladies. You all know me, and you've probably met Andrea, and, probably know Keisha, certainly. So yeah, I think that does really kind of help visualize. I know her, she's petite with a larger bust or whatever. So Evelyn, yes, great to see people wearing the clothes. All right. Hey, Zosha, hi, nice to see you. Yes, so how it will fit on real people, and how to adapt the pattern. So when you are knitting anything, remember that you can make it any way you want. If it needs to be longer or shorter to suit you, then you absolutely should do that. But it is key to know what it is that you need. So that's where a decent set of measurements come in. And I am putting out a little video that you can see. And if you're interested in that, write in the comments, I want to see the measuring video. I'm putting that out. That's a video. It's a very low quality video, because it was just shot in the shop by an amateur, of me taking measurements of a really gracious client who agreed to let us do this. But I think it's going to be really helpful for you to see what measurements you kind of want to get, so that you can adjust patterns as you need. I personally think it's a great tool to have in your tool belt, to know what your body measurements are, so that you can look at the schematic and say, all right, this isn't going to work for me. Honestly, I was I was deep into ownership of the shop before I really sort of thought about, why didn't this fit me? Why did this not work right? And I don't tend to knit things that, have a lot of waist shaping, because I know that they never fit me, but I never really thought about it. So, all right, we're getting a lot of comments in here. So let's see what people have to say. Yes, yes. Yes, how they fit. How to modify patterns for your own body. Yes, that is a thing that we're going to be doing actually inside the membership club. So the Crazy for You membership site, that's one of the things that I think is most important in there, that we are talking about how to adjust patterns to fit you, how to know what needs adjusting, and then how to do that. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely watch the video and opt in for information about that, because I think that's going to be really great. Let's see. Kathy, I didn't care for the pepper in the book, but on these ladies, I do like it now. Oh, isn't that wonderful? That's such a positive thing to know. I'm so glad about that, because, on Real People, they look like sweaters on real people, which I think is so important. All right, what do we got here? I would like to see the measurements video. Yes, okay. Measuring videos. All right, I will add you guys to the list. Aw, Terry, you're so sweet. You have so few knitting mishaps. All right, good, Amelia. Yes. All right, so that's Shelley. She is long-waisted, right? Absolutely. And I think it's just, knowing whether you're long-waisted or short-waisted. Another place that you can't see me because I changed the camera angle, but a lot of things too is like right here. What is your armhole depth? And that's just skeletal. It really has nothing to do with anything else except how your bones are. Where are you long? Where are you short? So, good. All right. So that is what we are doing. We are putting out that video, and I think it's going to be really great. And I think inside the membership site, you are going to really love all of the live Q&A and the in-person live guidance and help on how to choose patterns that suit your body, how to know what you need in terms of adjustments and how to make those adjustments, as well as how to finish your garments so that they look professional and flawless. And people say, wow, what a beautiful garment, instead of, oh, sweetie, I see you've taken up hand knitting, which is not what anybody wants to hear. Let's see. Karen, yes, measurement video, definitely. All right, good. So look for that. I will add you to the list. And until next time. So next time, I am going to be talking about a new yarn that we have in the shop. So make sure that you tune in next week on Wednesday at 7, and I will look forward to seeing you then. Until then, have a wonderful week and keep knitting beautiful things. I will see you next time.